All right, good evening and welcome to the Draft Storm. We got a special episode tonight for you guys. We have a college roundtable with two excellent, excellent college analysts, and I'm going to get to them in a minute here. But I'm going to start off with I got a Spoonwood beer, man, phenomenal raspberry sour. I talked about that a couple weeks ago, and it matches well with our big advertiser for tonight, Kiss My Apples. And I know one of my guests, I know both of my guests are probably looking at this like, man, it's a cheesecake, strawberries on top. I'm gonna tell you what, you got to get a hold of Kiss My Apples. You see their phone number down below, 412-419-1054. Email Taylor at kissmyapples at gmail.com. Best cakes, cookies, and they sell pierogies now, man. And they have some crazy pierogies, especially for you Pittsburghers. They got like kibasi and different things like that in there. But I do, like I said before, I got two special guests. And we're calling this the College Roundtable because we're getting close to the season. If you don't believe me, it's almost mid-August. Before you know it, week 0 is going to happen, and we're going to be ready to go. And once that starts, it's a slippery slope, man. Thanksgiving, Christmas, bull season, New Year's, and then it happens fast, man. But let's get to my guest, TJ Chapman. He's one of my writers. He's one of my original gangsters. He's been with me for a while, man. Even before I broke off with the people that don't have a name. I ain't gonna give their name out, but we both sort of did a little bit of work for them. We broke away, but he's a writer for Sports Bible. Mike Farrell. TJ, what else are you doing right now, man?
And college football backers, I do some writing for Mike Farrell Sports, college football backers, and obviously for you at Sports Bible.
Awesome. And just so you know, just to get a little background here, I'm a Pitt guy. TJ used to be a really big Pitt guy. He still does a lot of Pitt work, but he's a Tennessee guy. Can't go wrong with Tennessee.
Yep.
And then the next guy we got, Snyder, our main man. He's always here Wednesday nights with me. Snyder, the Penn State guy. Snyder, how you been, man? How's your week going? This is Hump Day. It ain't your Hump Day. We always talk about that. You work Saturdays,
Fat,
so
dumb,
your
and
Hump
happy,
Day's
sir.
tomorrow.
Fat, dumb, and happy. The only way to be.
Wow, you're always fat and unhappy. Is that what you said? No.
Fat,
All
dumb,
right,
and happy.
all right, guys. So college football is coming it's coming fast, man. We're already in week 2 of the NFL preseason, which is mind-boggling as that can be. TJ, we're gonna start this off with there's a lot of talk around and a lot of coaches that move around here in college football as of late on the off season, even during the season. There were some firings last year and that. Who, in your opinion, what coach right now or coaches do you think are really under the microscope by their universities right now?
The one that I think is the most is not a Power Four conference coach. It's Trent Dilfer at UAB. It's just not going good there. I mean, he's 2 years in. They're 7-17 in those 2 years. There's a lot of grumbling about how he's doing things behind the scenes. I don't see him lasting through the season. If I'm going Power Four, I'm looking at Cincinnati's Scott Satterfield. He's 8-16 in the same time frame, so only one more win than Trent Dilfer, and that's a Big 12 school. They moved to the Big 12 when Luke Fickell was there, so Satterfield should have been able to just take the ball and run with it because it was early stages of the transfer portal. He just hasn't been able to put it together. He's got to do something this year, or I think he might be gone also.
And we talked about the Big 12 right off a camera. That's a conference they could have came in and, like you said, with the ball rule, and they could have walked in and been competitive right away.
Yeah, they definitely could have. This year, there's 7 or 8 teams that could win that conference. It's that deep, but unfortunately, Cincinnati's not one of them.
Snyder, who do you have on the hot seat for college football right now?
Being previously, I said one already was DeBoer at Alabama. If he goes 9-4 again, he's not going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I expect him to do better, so that's probably not it. The bigger one is the one he just mentioned earlier, Luke Fickell. If he doesn't win it in Wisconsin's first losing season in 22 years.
Yep.
he's going to be history. They're not going to wait. The Big Ten, you can't wait there.
True.
You can't be a has-been in the Big Ten anymore. So those are my two biggest ones. There are other guys in there that are big pressure on them. I'll even give you one more. Texas Tech. McGuire.
Joey
They
McGuire.
spent all that money and all these guys to bring in. If he doesn't do something this year, he's in trouble.
And that's
Big
all that oil money you talk about.
expectations,
Mhm.
it's a big one.
Yeah, that's a ton of money there.
James Kaplan. James, we're talking college football, brother. I know you do a little bit of college football as well with the with Andrew and that, but we're talking college football right now. The roundtable. We're doing a little bit of everything today. They start with the coaches. I agree with both of you guys, and Deans both agree that the SEC and Big Ten, especially, if you have a bad year, say 2 years, you're pretty much almost gonna say you're done. I mean, for the most part, unless you have some major injuries or something. You agree that I mean the Big Ten and SEC are different breeds?
Yeah.
They're the two big dogs on the block.
Yep.
They're paying the most money out for all these guys. They're expected to win.
Yeah.
All right, Snyder. We're gonna go to the next one here, and there's a lot of we already went through the conferences, me and you, the last couple of weeks. But out of all the conferences, what conference are you most interested in seeing play out? Like, where do you think the most excitement's going to be when we get down to the the championship series and everything?
Just because you phrase it that way, I'm going Big 12. Because who knows who's going to win that conference? You have the Big Ten, the SEC, the conference games, conference championship games really don't matter anymore. Those guys are, if they're in that conference championship game, they're making the playoffs. What it doesn't really matter. The Big 12, it might matter. And those teams, which all of them put up points, very few stop points. So I like the Big 12 for a game that might actually matter for a playoff berth.
Who do you got, Tej?
I agree with Snyder. I like the Big 12. I like it for a slightly different reason. I'm very high this offseason on Iowa State. When we were just talking off camera, we were talking about all these schools that have quarterback problems, youth quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks. Rocco Beck, to me, is the best quarterback in the Big 12. They have a lot coming back. They got to replace some receivers, but they got a lot coming back. If they get past Kansas State in the opener in Dublin in week 0, there are only 2 tough games on the rest of that schedule. I mean, if you want to count Iowa. But I think home games against Arizona State and BYU are going to be very tough for them to handle. But if they get past that little group, I don't think there's a problem for them in the Big 12.
And by the way, TJ, we talk about this. Me and Schneider talked about this during our podcast before. But where do you see like a team like Iowa State, who's always been a team that's always upset play? They've always been that team that you worry about upsetting a big guy during the season. But this year they could be a favorite. Do you think that's going to hurt them, or do you think that's going to help them? You think they're talented enough where they're gonna make that run? I mean, like you said, any week in the Big 12 is basically it's not a good conference to bet. Put it that way. It's not one you could say, oh, they're gonna win this week. I think it's a very 50-50 conference.
I definitely think it's a very 50-50 conference. They won 10 games last year. Or 11 games, actually. That was the first time they won double-digit games in a season. So when that kind of thing happens, you get a target on your back. They're used to being the team that surprises somebody and just comes in and ruins somebody's season. Now they're on the other side of that coin. We got to see how they handle it. Matt Campbell's a good coach. I like Rocco Beck as that quarterback, like I said. Their defense is solid. I trust them more than I trust anybody else coming out of the Big 12.
I have to admit, too, Big 12 is going to be crazy this year. I mean, don't get me wrong. The SEC and the Big 10, the conference finals, the conference championship games are going to be phenomenal. They're going to be amazing. I mean, it's going to be, we'll get into that later on in this talk. But I agree. The Big 12 could be, and let's not forget about the other thing you haven't even talked about yet. These games are going to be outlandish during the year. They could be 45, 41s, 39, 38s.
That's what they're known for.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun
Yeah,
games, man. Like really fun
they're not
games.
known for the 20-10 game. They're
No,
known for the 35-31 type games. It's like
yeah.
That's what's gonna be fun about it. TJ, we go to the next one. Name a top 10 team, like right now, a preseason top 10 team that you think won't be there at the end of the year. You think they just might be that team that has a couple issues and they say slide out of the top 10 as the year goes on.
My team that I think isn't only going to just drop out of the top 10, I don't think they're finishing in the top 25 at the end of the year, and that's Miami.
Oh,
Miami has a lot of issues. They have a lot of issues. Mario Cristobal, to me, this is something I've said from his days at Oregon. He is Dave Wanstead 2.0. He can recruit his ass off, but he cannot coach. And he's got a lot of good players, a lot of those Miami area, Florida players. I'm still on the fence about Carson Beck. I don't know if that was the right decision to bring him in there. I mean, I get the logistics behind all the nonsense with it, all the drama, whatever. I think Miami can lose 5 or 6 games this year.
oh.
I don't.
Even in the ACC, the way the ACC's is
Well,
shaping.
they have Notre Dame, Florida, Florida State, Louisville, at Pitt, and there was one other game that I was thinking about that they could potentially lose. But of those 5 right there, I reeled off like it was nothing. The Pitt game, one of the reasons why I think they'll lose the Pitt game is because it's senior day. It's in November. It's going to be cold. Those Southern boys aren't always used to coming up into that cold weather. I don't know if Miami's going to make it out of here with a win.
And by the way, off the record here, I saw your podcast with College Villains, who thank you guys. We're part of their network as well. I saw that you had Pitt losing to Florida State, as I did, and they gave me a lot of hard time about that. And I'm like, guys, we do not play good against Florida. That's just a team that I don't care if they're on paper not even a great team this year. They're going to beat us. That's just the way I see it. So
they're not
I
that great
appreciate
anyway. It doesn't matter.
There's a Penn State guy talking about Snyder. Who do you have preseason
Well,
top 10 that you think will slide out?
I'm never going to get into it too much because I picked the same team, Miami. I don't think they're going to be as bad as.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at him. I thought you were
thought-
laughing at him.
No.
I thought he was laughing at me
I
too.
picked the same team. I don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they're going to be. So
I
even in
have
the
to agree with you
ACC,
guys, man.
that was the one I picked. So I was like, there's no reason to go through all the BS. He said it pretty much all. We'll just go with it.
And since you both said Miami, who do you guys have playing Clemson in the ACC championship? I know it's Clemson, right? I don't mean to say put Clemson in your guys' mouth. I'm sure you can have Clemson against.
I have SMU and Clemson win the rematch.
Oh,
I have Louisville.
Louisville. That's gonna be another interesting. Like I said, guys, I'm looking forward to college football. I hate looking forward to something like that though, because summer's basically coming to an end, but the summer's almost over now anyway. So now let's just get past this crazy heat and give me the 70-degree days, and we'll go from there. We'll go one more question, and we'll do a little commercial here. Schneider. It is Schneider's turn. Yeah. Who is a surprise team? Who is a surprise team that's not in the top 10 right now that you think at the end of the season, hey, man, they're going to play their way into that top 10?
You already should know this one. You already should know. It's the Baylor Bears.
The Baylor
Big 12
Bears.
champ.
That's right. He was big on. He's a Baylor guy.
Coming off the end of the season, that hot streak, they learned how to play behind that offense. Their defense needs some work, but in the Big 12, who knows? So I'm going Baylor just as a big surprise team that has a shot. Not saying they're going to be there, but they got a shot.
I can't wait to have you and TJ on during the years. You've got the Iowa State Baylor thing going. Do they play each other in the regular season? Do you know that offhand? I know we don't have.
Off the top of my head, no.
Off the top of my head,
Like
no,
it,
but
not real
I
quick.
believe they do.
I think so too. But like I said, I got so many different.
I mean,
names.
Baylor starts out. The
Actually,
season
no,
with
they
Auburn.
don't.
Oh, they
They
don't.
don't.
Baylor
Okay.
starts out with Auburn, which is going to be a big test for them.
Yeah.
But if they get through that Auburn game, they're not looking too bad.
No, the second game's at SMU, so that's going to be back-to-back tough games there.
TJ, who do you have out of the top 10 that comes in?
You just mentioned it. Why am I going to say that Iowa State's going to win the Big 12 and not have them come in? I think they're going to make their way into the top 10. If they, I predicted that they're going to lose 2, maybe 3 games this season. That's it. I could see them finishing top 10. I could definitely see them finishing top 10.
I like both of your guys' picks. Honestly, I think if the Big 12 team, if either of your teams come out, I have no reason not to think they could be a. The only thing I could think is I don't know if they're going to be one of them teams. Do you think one of them 2 teams that win the Big 12? Do you think they'll be a 10-2 kind of team, or do you think it'll be more of like an 8-4 kind of scuttle through kind of thing, or do you think there's a team good enough to go 10-2 in the Big 12?
I think the 2 teams we just mentioned, Baylor and Iowa State, have the potential to be 10-2. If Baylor opens the season beating Auburn at home and winning at SMU, that's going to go great on their resume.
And what do you think about what James says here? Another hot seat is Oklahoma's head coach. Got to step up their 6-6 season in the SEC. What do you think about that?
Already know now.
Venables is on my list. Yeah. Sorry, Snyder. Good.
No problem. But their big thing, they brought in a big time, well, supposedly a big time quarterback to help that program. If that materials as good as they say he is, that's going to help. They're not going to win the conference. Let's not get carried away. But they could be a decent team, 9-3, 8-4, somewhere in that area. So,
yeah.
And by the way, Shane Stadmiller, he's from the Pittsburgh Steelers Dynasty podcast. Great podcast about the Steelers. He said Iowa State. Iowa State is a good pick. If you guys get a chance out there, please subscribe to the Steelers Dynasty. They're one of my advertisers. They're on my website. We have we publish their podcast as well. Really good Steeler talk from Bubba and Shane. Guys, we're going to go to commercial. We're going to be right back with the last couple questions. Thank you guys for filling in. And do not forget, Kiss My Apples, the best desserts in Pittsburgh. I mean, I still got to eat this whole piece right here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to force it down, but it's great cheesecake, great cookies. We had cookies. My daughter got married last year. I had great wedding cake and cookies there as well. So get a hold of Taylor at Kiss My Apples, and we'll be right back, everybody. All right, we are back with the draft storm here. The draft storm all year long will be focusing on college football. Each week, one of our advertisers, our Impact HVAC, and of course, it's a perfect name for our Impact Player of the Week from Impact HVAC. So each week, I'll be writing an article every Monday, as I did last couple years for. We're not going to get into that, but we have an Impact Player of the Week. It'll show you who the best player of the week was. We'll do like our pick 3 going into the weekend, which TJ and Snyder, I'm going to get your feedback on them going into the weekends. What games you really think? If there's an upset you just want to talk about, let me know. We can shuffle some words together and get an article out on like the 3 games of the week we want you to talk about. Maybe the top 5 players, draft eligible players, or just players to watch in general. And as we get going, you're going to see a lot more draft prospects on the website. Right now, there's a lot of Pirate articles, Riverhounds, stuff like that to keep content going. But as when football starts, we're going to be going heavy with draft prospects. You'll better see the positives and the negatives of each guy. So
you're not going to have any Pirates articles in October?
Probably not, honestly. I mean,
I'll be done by September. Don't worry about that.
I mean, they just gave up. They just lost 33 to 6 in the last 3 games to the Brewers. So
Yeah.
Thank God
Don't
Brian
forget
Reynolds
about
hit
the
2
River
homers
Hounds, though.
today. Oh, I got the Riverhounds, man. Some soccer. It's
Yeah,
soccer,
there you go.
Snyder.
Yep.
Hey,
What?
I'm not a soccer guy, but I'm going to tell you, soccer is the most popular sport in the world, and I'm not making that up, and I don't believe it, but it is the number one sport in the world,
Oh,
hands down. That's not even
Yeah.
close. TJ,
What's up?
who? And there's a lot. I mean, we already talked about. He's mentioned Neusmeyer. We mentioned Beck. I mean, Manning. We got Klubnik. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there. A couple good receivers, some good running backs. Who do you have winning the Heisman?
I think it's going to be Cade Klubnik, and he's going to run away with it. I think he's going to just
interesting.
tear it up this year. The ACC schedule isn't all that tough. They opened with a huge game at home against LSU. They finished, as they do every year, against South Carolina. If they bookend wins against SEC programs like that, and they end up going undefeated or only losing one game, it's his.
Schneider, do you agree or you disagree? Who do you have winning the
Why,
Heisman?
no. No Clemson guy's going to win it. They're the ACC. They're irrelevant in this college football world.
Who do you
That's
got?
not true, but that's not
Yeah.
true. But I have two guys that I really like. I'm having a problem differentiating between the two because pretty much it is a quarterback award anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty much quarterbacks win the Heisman no matter what. So if I
Trav-
had to pick a quarterback,
How
I'm
about
going
the
to pick
Travis
Manning.
Hunter? Manning?
No, I'm picking about. I'm saying it's pretty much. I'm not saying definitely, but it is.
I know.
But
It's
if
they
I'm
got the
picking a
easy.
quarterback, I'm going to say Manning. But my second guy behind there is Jeremiah Love. I think he's going to put up a monster year for Notre Dame, and he is going to raise some eyebrows with his speed and what he can do. I think he's going to put up a monster year as a number one back in the country. And we saw what Giante did last year. He was number 2 in the Heisman,
Yeah.
only because of Henry. I think Love has a real shot at it.
I think the only problem for Love is their passing game. If teams are loading up 9 in the box, knowing that Notre Dame can't throw the ball, it's going to be tough sledding for him.
I can see both your guys' points too, and I think if that quarterback does start off slow, it's going to hurt Jeremiah Love. If the quarterback from Notre Dame comes out and he's on target, and I mean Notre Dame's got a great offensive line. That's one good thing. I mean they got some big boys coming back there at Notre Dame, but I like both of you guys. No Lenoris Sellers love. Deans have him in your top 5.
Top 5, yeah. Top winner, no.
I don't think he's going to win it either. I don't think he's going to be quite there yet. He's going to be good. He's going to be fun to watch, but he's not going to be quite there.
Yeah.
Before we go to the last question, just I know this is a shot in the dark. This is like predicting crazy stuff, but starting with you, Schneider, who do you have as the first pick of next year's NFL draft?
Oh, Jesus.
And I know there's a lot of
I
things
wasn't even on
involved.
the
I know,
list.
man. I know.
Oh,
Come on, you got. But we already talked about this. Manning, you said, but it
I don't
depends on
think
the team.
Manning's not coming out. Sellers ain't going to come out. I would have to go. Oh boy, it's going to be a quarterback, so it has to be their guys eligible coming out would be a Nussmeier or that can be Carson Beck. My God, I'm going to go with the tackle from Alabama, Overton or whatever his name is.
Oh, LT Overton.
Yeah.
LT Overton. That was a rough question, and then there's a lot of things involved because if a team is number 1 that Manning wants to play for, he could basically go there. Deans both agree with that. Like if Manning is, if a team is number 1, just say, I'm gonna throw a team out there. Just let's just say, the Colts or the Dolphins, just like a random team that ain't a normal bad team like Cleveland, Giants, Jets. But if he wants to come out, he's gonna come out. Do you agree? If he wants to come out, if he likes the team, he's gonna come out.
I do not. I think he's staying.
I think he's staying too. Everything
matter
that
what.
I'm hearing, I think everything I'm hearing is him and Archie, who, as we saw with Eli Manning, Archie pulls the strings in that family. So Archie's come out and said no matter what, he's going back to Texas for next year.
Not even if the Saints somehow fall to number one and make the
Doesn't
conspiracy
matter.
come on.
Get your
Doesn't
conspiracy
matter.
theory shit out of here.
TJ, who do you think would be number one if Manning goes back and everything else works out?
If I see like an edge have a monster year, I could see something like one of them players popping in. I agree with Snyder. The tackle from Alabama seems to be a good pick. There's a lot of quarterbacks who are being considered first round ready. I don't know if any of them are going to be number one overall picks. And this isn't me picking on Snyder, but I'm not sold on Drew Allar. I never have been. I watched more Penn State last year than I ever have, and it's just further solidified. I just don't. I think he folds too easily. When it comes to the receivers sucked for them last year. But when you're bouncing balls 2 and 3 yards in front of them, that's a problem. So I don't think he has the size, he has the arm. I don't know if he has everything else to be the number one pick.
I like what these guys are saying. I like TJ Parker from Clemson. A guy like that, like you were mentioning about edge guys, I think a guy like that, I think Clemson's offensive line is gonna do what it did like 4 or 5 years ago in the draft, where you saw all the guys come out and they're gonna have a field day in the first round next year, Clemson, with their edge rushers. But I like what you guys are both saying, and I know Schneider's opinion on Drew Allar. He's not a huge Drew Allar guy, but he also, Schneider, tell him what you tell me all the time. Who was Penn State's receivers last year, right? How many yards?
Their best receiver was their tight end. That's all they and I don't know if that's been proved. That's not every year. Now, if the 3 guys they brought in are above average, Penn State's going to be good.
Yeah,
we just don't know that part of it yet. So until that's been shown, and you're not going to find out until you play Oregon, because they play 3 pansies in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they play.
So you're going to have to find that out against Oregon, and that's not the game you want to find that out against.
No.
You sure they won't find it? You sure that Villanova won't give them a little test?
It might be Nevada.
if it was basketball. But all right, guys, we got the last question, the one that we'll see how close things come. I know this is another one of them questions that are just out there, but TJ, who do you have winning the national title?
I got Clemson.
Who do you think they'll play up? Who do you think they're going to go against? Like, if you had to pick a final game, who do you think they?
Who I think they'll play against
in the final?
I mean, it could be one of the Big Ten teams. I mean, it could be Penn State, it could be Ohio State, it could be Oregon. I don't think Iowa State, if they win the Big 12, same with Baylor, they can make it that far. I still have issues with Alabama. I have issues with Georgia. The inexperience at the quarterback position just, gives me pause. I don't like anybody else aside from Texas coming out. And Arch doesn't have the experience either. So I have to see what they're going to do during the season. I've seen as much as I need to see from Clemson. The only thing that Clemson has a question mark on is running back. Outside of that, to me, Clemson's loaded. And I don't like them losing.
There's no doubt they got the most NFL talent ready people. I mean, they got a ton. They got a receiver. Williams is a great receiver. Klubnik.
Yep.
We already mentioned a couple of their defense. They have defense everywhere. They have Terrell, one of the cornerbacks. One of them.
Brown.
Yeah, seems like they have a Terrell every year there. At corner, but they have a ton of talent there.
Yeah.
Terry Walker, football is almost upon us, brothers. Oh, my brothers testify. You're right, man. It's coming, man. It's coming fast.
Yep.
Fast and furious.
Yeah,
it's coming. Week 0 will be here in no time. But Snyder, to end our podcast here, who do you think, man? Who do you think? I know you don't got Penn State, and we know that. Who do you have?
No, I do not. I don't. I don't think they can throw the ball yet. Until they show me they can throw the ball, they ain't going there.
Yeah.
I think Texas, to me, and I know, I'm a big Manning fan. I think he's very, very good. I know he hasn't played a ton of games, but I'm not worried about that compared to the other big programs that are out there, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the big dogs. I don't have any trust in Kelly at LSU. So I have to go with, I'm going with Texas right now.
Okay, I'm going with. I hate to say a repeat. But I'm going Ohio State. I think that they find the quarterback. They got such good receivers, man. I think this quarterback just has to be slightly above average with the receivers that he has, and I think they got the defense in place there in,
They're
in, in
loaded.
Ohio State. They're always going to be loaded. They're like the new um, Alabama,
They're the
Georgia,
same as
Ohio State.
Georgia, Alabama, Texas. All them
E-
guys now are loaded.
Even Penn State now, if you think about it. I hate to say it, man. Penn State's
Now that's
loaded at every
True.
paying
They're
position.
not as
now that
loaded, but
paying
they're not
players
bad.
is legal, everybody leveled the playing field with the SEC.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
But Terry, thank you for your. Terry always gives me a quick UCLA shout out, and he has them 7-5 or 8-4 tops. I sort of agree with that. And maybe 6-6. So I mean I think I went through their schedule with the boys over at college. I think I had them at 6-6. Terry, maybe
Is
even
Nico
5
going
and
to
7.
pass for over 2,000 yards this year?
Ooh. And that's right. You're going with a Tennessee guy that lost Nico, so he got to see Nico firsthand last year,
Yeah.
a bunch of times.
Yep.
But guys, thank you guys so much. It was an excellent podcast, excellent roundtable. As the season goes on, love to keep having some roundtables whenever we can. Talk about the games coming up, the weeks that just happened. Talk about players that you think guys that are standing out. And don't forget to my book. The book is coming. It's out right now. It's actually getting. I got out of Amazon. I'm actually going to a different publisher. It's better pricing, better everything. So that'll be out. It's going through the first stages there. So be a draft notebook, and the guys can sit there watching your game, have a pencil, a couple beers, a hoagie, just write down some notes, man. You might see a player from Tulane, you're like, holy shit, this guy's got some speed, and you start writing stuff on him and getting the draft guide. But Snyder, thank you. TJ, thank you. TJ, real fast, tell everybody once again where you write.
Sports Bible, Mike Farrell Sports, and College Football Backers.
Sounds good. Hey guys, everybody out there, thank you. A lot of viewers today, man. The viewers is going up. Terry and the guys, thank you guys for asking questions. Don't forget during the season, man. You can ask anything you want about the teams that are playing, the teams that just played, and don't forget at 8 o'clock tonight there will be a Sports Bible, the original, it's the first show of the fantasy draft season. So if you're a fantasy football player, jump back on at 8. Thank you guys. Everybody else, take care. Enjoy yourself. Talk to you later.